Okay, I got a slight issue with the circumstances that my particular Ring Doorbell 2 is being deployed. I like to leave my porch light on all night long, and that's preventing the device from switching from color to black and white infrared. And the reason is the porch light is giving the device sufficient light to remain color, but it is so dark and I can't see very far beyond the porch itself when I should be able to see clear across the street. So let's look at what is on the front of this camera. Right here is the camera itself. This little thing right here is the microphone. But this little thing right here, that's what we're going to focus on today. That is the light sensor. What we need to do is confirm that's the light sensor, and I can do that pretty quick here. I'm going to get this little piece of insulation, weather stripping. I'm going to cover it up right there. So I've covered that up, and sure enough it turned black and white infrared. So now we know that is where the sensor is located. So let's go inside and I'll show you what I'm going to do to make it switch to black and white infrared in spite of the fact that my porch light comes on. So what are we going to do to fool that sensor into thinking that there's insufficient light to remain color and for it to click over to the infrared black and white sharp image? Well, this should give you a clue right here. Something like this, only a lot smaller. I had a project in the house a couple of years ago where I tinted all of the windows that faced west to keep the temperature down, and it works, by the way. And I use this stuff. I think you get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, all of those home improvement stores. So obviously I got a shitload left over, and I wanted to cut a nice clean little circle. So of course a hole punch came in handy, and that resulted in this tiny little guy right here. So we're going to put this over that sensor. It's not going to block the light because we need that sensor to work, but it's going to reduce the light, like sunglasses, so that regardless of the fact that my porch light came on, when the ambient light from the sky goes down, it'll click over, even though that porch light's on. That way I'll be able to see a lot further down the driveway, and more than likely all the way into the street and beyond. Because when it's color, I can barely see beyond the porch area, and I want to see a lot more than that because my motion's set up for that, so that's where I want to see. Alright, so let's go and install this sucker. Alright, so I've got my little tiny circle of window tint, and I'm going to cover that sensor with it right here. There it is. It's basically invisible. You can't even see that it's there, but it is there. Yeah. So when this light up here goes down, and yet the porch light stays on, the camera should still switch to black and white, and I should be able to see all the way across the street right there. So did it work? Oh yeah. By putting that piece of tint over that sensor, it reduced the incoming light sufficiently that when the sun went down, the porch light came on, it was still dark enough to click over to the infrared. Now here's an image before I put that tint over the sensor. As you can see, it's color, but it's very low light and it doesn't see much beyond the porch. Now, here's the image after I put that little piece of tint over the sensor. Boom! Could see a lot further now, right? Clearly see all the way across the street. Now, even though it's black and white, it's still better than black, which is what it was before. So, this little hack may not work for everybody because you may have a wall directly in front of your door or something that you really not be able to see beyond your porch anyway. But for those that are fortunate like me, that I have an opportunity to see further, then I want to make sure that I can see further and still keep my porch light on, because I want the house lit at night. I think you all should too. So I hope this works for you. It did for me.